Hey everybody. Yes, Odin. I'm learning how to work it actually. I got a lot better than my first attempt. I need to get people. Oh, I didn't realize there was someone else behind me. So sorry.
I see it. You're fine.
All right.
Jonathan Holly. I have one that's due next year in February, but I have one that's due tomorrow.
Why don't you stand outside while he's talking so you don't get
It's
too
other
loud?
than my hand. Just
Okay.
our readers.
We're gonna take our camera out so she
Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So, let me see if I can get this out. Hello, everybody.
Yes, it's in February.
I'm getting sideways glances and stares.
We'll go 2 times speed.
Hey, everybody. So Odin got us gimbals, and I'm still trying to learn how to work mine. And, okay, this thing's a quality on me again. Oh, really? So, tap using a case that was dropped because of the font that was used. There we go. That'll work. That's a good thing that I need to look into. Thank you guys for joining us. I'll get back in there as soon as the other guys done conducting business.
Okay, how polite of them. They exited the area for this other man to conduct his business. How polite of them. And do you have to do that? Do you have to do that? No, you can record in a public place and they have to go and create their own privacy, but can you be a decent person? And when somebody else is conducting business in which their private information might be relayed back and forth, yeah, you can walk out and be a decent person. Look at that. These people are so decent. These people. What do you mean by these people? Public safety and official misconduct. Could they have stood in there and made a big deal out of it's my right to be in here? Yes, absolutely.
Possibly have them.
But they didn't.
They don't have them.
They decided to be reasonable.
You learn how to zoom out.
Oh, it's next one. So where's the date on this one?
Okay, this is 30.
No, that is my phone. So I thought they were saying that it was 5.
So it looks like 4 public safety stayed in there, but he's static recording. He's not live streaming. And with a static recording, you can edit things out later. So when people, this is how I always did things when I was out recording. When I was live, I would step back from scenes quite often because once it's broadcast live, that's it. You can't undo it. But when I was just static recording, no, I'm not going to walk away. If something happens that, you know, somebody's personal information or whatever that needs to be blurred out or edited out, then by all means I can do it later. But I can't go back and record something after I've decided not to record. I can't go back in time.
I'm sorry we're missing everything. I was hoping that guy would be done. We'll just go nosing around.
As you can see, the quality is garbage, but that's... I don't think that's necessarily too relevant to the story. We'll keep fast forwarding. She's still waiting outside.
Yeah, I'll tell them all to like and share.
Looks like we're getting
Use
close
my
to
camera
where...
where you are. Oh.
What's wrong with you? Who is that? What's her name? That woman just told her to stop helping me. Yeah, but why did you tell her that? No, she doesn't.
All right, so she was told to stop. Let's go back a little bit. Here we go. We're finally at the part where stuff's happening. Go back about 10 seconds. So she hears that something's going on in there. It sounds like one of the ladies told another one of the ladies, hey, stop helping him because he's recording.
What's wrong with you? Who is that? What's her name? That woman just told her to stop helping me.
Wait for our car ticket.
Yeah, but why did you tell her that?
She needs to walk away.
No, she does not need to walk away. Who are you? Who are you?
Are you a
Yes,
boss?
it is my business. What? Who are you?
Oh.
Your
I'm saying,
salary, it is my
Karen.
business. Who are you?
I mean, seriously.
These are our public servants.
Who are
right
you?
here. These are the
Identify me.
people. These are the people who take your money by force and call it taxation and say, "But it's cool. We're taking your money. You don't have a choice. But we're going to provide some awesome necessary services for you with the money we took from you by force." And then they refused to provide said services that were promised when they took your money by force. Because why should they? When you don't get an option and whether or not you pay their salary, why should they treat you with any kind of decency?
She must want to be a Becky or a Karen. Guys, you want to name her Becky or Karen?
Susan.
Why would that woman, can I get a copy of those, please? I'll pay for it. Yeah, and don't let them get out of everybody's sight. I want to be able to watch after that.
Sorry, I was trying to stay out and then I realized
Don't trust your government.
This.
this is why you record everything.
Keep an eye on it. She's going to the copy machine, make sure nothing happens, none of the copy.
Alright, definitely a Karen.
Very kind people. Even apologized to the guy because she ended up walking in when she had agreed to stay out while he dealt with his business. But, you know, the government got ridiculous to the point where she had to come back in or felt the need to make sure to document everything. And it's a good thing because from what I hear, I have not confirmed because the sheriff wouldn't tell me. He said, I'm not answering questions. He invoked his right to remain silent. But from what I hear and have not yet confirmed, they took his cameras and told him they're not giving them back until after trial.
They're trying to falsify evidence against me in another case.
So if that's true, then if it weren't for this live stream,
Karen, so we're gonna go with Karen.
there'd be nothing
Well, I
out
don't want
there.
to make this a mockery, guys. Like, this needs to be as utmost professional as possible, and that's what that woman...
If we don't
Just
have a
destroyed.
name to call
Will you
about.
please tell me who that woman was, ma'am?
I'm not gonna get any names, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, but you do identify to the public when they ask, right? In this office?
You're
As a
supposed to.
clerk's
Any
employee.
government employee is supposed to share.
Are you
who
really?
they
I don't
are.
have my badge with, no.
No. Do you all identify who you are when you're talking to the public?
No.
Oh, that's a no for that one.
Oh.
Yeah, let me have that spot back.
Alright.
Let's make sure I'm at least watching this in the highest quality we can. And
People wonder
yeah, I
why
think
we
that's
were
about
doing
as
the
good.
recordings.
Yeah.
She was great. She was being great. Like, and I mean, she didn't have any answers for me. I didn't have high expectations. I
Right.
wasn't expecting nothing out of the line. She was doing great. And then that woman walks up and says, you need to walk away from him. Don't help him anymore.
Oh, look, we got company.
How you doing, sir? Good, how are you? Doing very well, thank you.
That's your way there.
How y'all doing?
Doing good, how are you?
I've been better. I've been treated better, too.
What can we help you with?
Well, it was at the clerk's office that needs to help me with this stuff. I think they're the ones that called you because some woman just came up and told my clerk to not help me anymore with my record, the business I'm here for.
Okay.
That's what just happened. So I told her I want to know who she is.
We would like to know who
And-
she is so we can file a formal complaint.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so the reason why they don't want to help you is because y'all got cameras all over everybody.
Well, that's, hey, look, man, there's one right there. See it?
And we record all of our business
And I
because
can-
we
and
have to
that's
keep
public.
everyone accountable. And that's how we do that, is by recording everything.
So, sir, I got court.
Thank you.
What y'all doing with him?
Excuse me.
They're making copies of our documents.
You can literally see the massive pixels.
There's no order from a judge saying I can't record.
We're allowed to record our
So what's
business
your
that
name?
we're
I'm sorry.
conducting.
Chief Deputy White.
Nice to meet you, sir. Nice to meet you.
But if you start making them feel uncomfortable and stuff, I can tell you to leave.
Well, hold on, sir.
Wow. If you start making them feel uncomfortable and stuff, I can make you leave.
A
Well,
camera
before
shouldn't make
you leave, I'll arrest you for disorderly conduct.
Well, okay, there we go.
Well, sir. Nice to meet you.
But if you start making them feel uncomfortable and stuff, I can tell you to leave.
Well, hold on, sir.
A camera shouldn't
Before
make
you leave, I'll arrest you for disorderly conduct.
You already threatened me with arrest?
All right, there we go. So I hadn't watched the video earlier when I talked to the chief or deputy chief or sheriff. Honestly, I don't know who. But I told him the one part that I did watch. It looked like they were arrested for arguing with him. But he specifically said it is the reason they feel uncomfortable is your cameras, and he specifically said, if you make them feel uncomfortable, I can ask you to leave. And if you don't leave, I can arrest you for disorderly conduct. So make absolutely no mistake. I'll show you the phone call that I made to him after this. Make absolutely no mistake. This was 100% because they were documenting their business with this county. That's what the disorderly conduct was. And he just articulated it. Whether his dumbass realizes it or not, that is what he just said.
Oh, no, I'm not threatening you, trust me. Well, you know stuff, I can tell you to leave.
Well, hold on, sir.
And
camera
if you
shouldn't
refuse
make
to leave, I'll arrest you for disorderly conduct.
You already threatened me with arrest?
Oh, no, I'm not threatening you, trust me.
Well, why did you just say
It's
that?
not a threat. I
Let
don't
me,
make threats.
let me go. What is it?
You get your
promise?
copies, and then.
No, I need more than copies. I'm waiting on Ellen, let them tell you the
Get
truth.
your copies and y'all can go.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, yes, y'all.
Oh, no, I won't.
One way or another.
I mean,
We're not
I'm
gonna
not
leave
leaving
until
until I
we're
get my
done
record.
conducting our business,
You
sir.
get your copies,
Who are you?
whatever you want. I'm Chief Deputy Whitey with the Sheriff's Office.
Deputy, and you don't
Yes.
know to treat the public
Trust me,
better
I
than
do.
this? What are you doing this for? This is my record. I got court tomorrow.
You get your copies.
You won't,
You get your copies.
I don't
and then
just
y'all
need
can leave.
copies. If you knew what was going
You're not
on,
gonna keep these ladies up here.
I'm not
until
keeping them
you
up there
say-
doing nothing except for their job.
A camera
you
should-
know-
a
you know
camera-
You
their
know
job.
their job, yes. This
You-
is what I'm
what is
sitting
their
for,
job?
from Frankfurt.
What is the job of the circuit court clerk?
To go over these records with me,
Oh, what
to
is?
explain.
To explain them to you?
She handles
Show
the
me
records,
that.
she handles
Show me
documents, she
that.
makes copies, she does
Look up,
filing.
Show me
show me
that.
open records access for him.
Show me that.
Or just tell him the statute, you look it up.
Show me that.
You look it up.
No,
You tell him the
I-
statute, to open
I
records.
didn't
Tell
show
him,
you.
tell him the number.
Show me. You know her job.
Open records,
better
I do
than
believe
do.
it's
Show me.
KRS
I know this is the
96
clerk's
dot
office, and
something.
these are.
This is why you don't bring women with you. They talk over the top of you all the time when a conversation is going on.
Clerk's records.
And
Now,
it's
this
not-
has
So
questionable,
what
let
is
me
her
talk.
job?
This has questionable stuff.
What is her job?
To
You
tell
still
me
have
what
to
this
answer
is
my
about.
question. You don't want answers from everybody else, but you don't want to give answers.
They're probably going to be pissed that I said that, but
What are you talking
What
about?
How is it our,
look, I'm here to tell you the truth of what I'm seeing, what I'm watching, what my perception is. Shut the fuck up.
our job to tell you
Because
what
you
their
said-
job is?
You said.
Did you
you
come in
want
here
her
to
to do her
escalate the
job. Oh, I'm
situation?
not escalating nothing.
The hell?
All of these guys look hungry. Couldn't you just go make everyone some sandwiches?
You are.
No,
You
know what
are
you ought to do?
not
You ought to
a
go-
cook.
I don't want answers from.
Now I have to go back and rewatch that so that when I edit this later, I can cut that out.
The
Six
clerk's
dot
office, and
something.
these are clerk's records.
And
Now,
it's
this
not-
has
So
questionable,
what
let
is
me
her
talk.
job?
This has questionable stuff.
What is her job?
To
You
tell
still
me
have
what
to
this
answer
is
my
about.
question. You don't want answers from everybody else, but you don't want to give answers.
What are you talking
What is
about?
the
How
job
is
of
it
the circuit
our
court
job
clerk?
to tell
What is
you
the
what
you
their
said-
job is?
You said.
Did you
You
come in
want
here
her
to
to do her
escalate the
job. Oh, I'm
situation?
not escalating nothing.
The hell you are.
You
You know what
are
you ought to do?
not
You ought to
a
go and
good
get
cop.
dismissed.
You,
Just
you
get on out of
need to
here.
go away.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, let's just go
Oh.
to jail then for this
You-
one.
What? Excuse me, Diane?
Wow.
Hold up.
Get your hands off of him.
That's my
Get
record.
your hands off of him.
Why are you shaking so bad?
Behind your back.
Don't you touch me. If you touch me, you're going to be in a pickle. Do not touch me. I wouldn't laugh. Don't touch me.
That's I'll tell you what, this is the only way to deal with tyranny. While I wasn't a big fan of her before, at this moment, she's a goddamn queen. At this moment, she is now a goddamn queen. This female officer was about trying to put her hands on her, and I guarantee she was probably looking her right in the eye when she said, "Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me." I think this chick was ready to defend herself to the death and whoop the shit out of any dumb bitch that was going to put her hands on her illegally and unlawfully. And look, it worked. This woman, this female cop right here realized, holy shit, this one's real. If I put my hands on her, I might end my career today. My career might be over. I may end up with a medical discharge. And I don't see any other way to defend you. If you think you get to defend your rights in court, again, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. How many times do you think the founding fathers took arrests so that they could fight in court? Never. You don't defend your rights in court. You defend your rights when somebody illegally and unlawfully puts their goddamn hands on you and attacks you, and you defend yourself against them. I'm not saying anybody should do it, but I'm saying this chick got balls.
Put it behind your back.
Don't you touch me. If you touch me, you're going to be in a pickle. Do not touch me. I wouldn't laugh. Don't touch me.
I'll tell you what, if I were standing there right now, now I regret saying the things I said about her, because should we ever meet in person, I wouldn't doubt she'll whoop the shit out of me too. But if I were there and she told me that, I'd step back too. Like, I ain't shaming this female police officer. Well done. Because I would step back too. I ain't messing with her. I think she's serious.
You just messed
You wanna
up.
go messed up? You
Do I
wanna
want
go
to go?
too?
I would not do that if I were you.
But of course the man goes ahead and you know, he's like, well, I can overpower you. And that's what the Second Amendment is for. Because the Second Amendment is what puts the 80-year-old woman on the same level playing field as a 25-year-old UFC fighter. The Second Amendment is what puts an 80-year-old woman on the same level playing field as a 25-year-old UFC fighter. That's what it's for. Crafty Mama says, don't put all women the same. Amy Vet says, Army Vet says, the ladies speak. Thanks, Crafty Mama. Hey, don't get me wrong. I see this chick do some awesome stuff like just now. But, and you know what? It was true. It's not always women who do this. I see this all the time when people go out with multiple auditors. You see it with men, you see it with women, you see it with women like News Now Patrick. I used to go out with News Now Patrick all the time. And Bobby Hill, News Now Patrick, would never, ever, ever stop talking over me. And half the time when he was talking over me, he was repeating what I had just said, but louder. It's like, dude, shut up. One person talk.
What you need?
So you're right. It's not just her. It's almost every group of people who go out and try and do this together. You need to pick a spokesperson and have everybody else just shut up and record. In my personal opinion.
Don't fucking bitch.
Whoa, this is unnecessary. You want to get tased? You want to get tased? Put your hand behind your back. Get off of her. Get up. My hands are behind my back, you nut job. Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
Get my
And you're going to get
fucking-
tased. Stop manhandling that woman. Help! Help!
We need some actual cops.
Help!
We need some actual cops. Ma'am, I respectfully disagree. I'm done with them. You and I are responsible for taking care of our own safety and security. Now, it is okay for us to hire that job out, and that's what we did when we implemented sheriffs and cops, is to hire that job out of the protection of our life, liberty, and property. But how did that work out? Because now they're the number one takers of our lives, our liberty, and our property. Don't get me wrong, I'm no fan of private criminals. But I fear them far less. I fear them taking my life, liberty, and property far less than I fear police and sheriffs taking it.
Get your hands off of me.
I need my stuff.
Get your hands off of me. Pick those up.
You're being much more kind
Pick those up.
You're an officer. You're not supposed to let him escalate like this. That's excessive force, and you know it.
What the fuck? That fucking hurts, you
Dude,
bitch.
stop hurt her.
That
Those are my
hurts.
fucking court records on the
That
floor.
hurts. Ah! Get this off my
He
wrist.
has a broken back.
Get this off of my fucking wrist. Dude, I'm telling you, this coat hurts. Get this off.
Let's go.
You had nothing to arrest us
Let's go.
on. There was nothing to arrest us for.
Disorderly conduct. Let's go. There is no disorderly conduct except for you.
You know this body cam's gonna show it?
No good.
What's wrong with you, man?
Nothing wrong with me.
The hell there ain't nothing wrong with you. You're fucking out of control.
You think?
I just needed records. For court. For court.
Well,
You ever go to
Quit
court?
shoving me.
You
tomorrow's
will be in court.
Tomorrow's arraignment day, so you can tell it to us tomorrow.
Oh, I guarantee it.
The judge, who's the buddy of the sheriff. All these people work together. They're all buddies.
Not being disorderly. You were.
Okay.
You are being disorderly.
You know, the whole point of a system of checks and balances was not for the different branches of government to work together. The whole point of it was for the different branches of government to fight against each other. When the legislature wrote a law that is unjust, that the police refused to cooperate and say, nope, we're, no video, it's black camera. The camera's in her pocket. When the legislature writes a law that's unjust, that the police say, no, we're not going to enforce that, that's unjust. And even if the legislature writes a law and the police enforce the law, the judge is supposed to look at it and go, no, that's unjust, I'm not doing it. They're not supposed to work together. That defeats the purpose of a system of checks and balances. And I know they talk about, well, we'll never get anything done if we don't work together. Government working together, the three branches of government working together, is detrimental to the liberty of the people. They should always be at odds with each other. They should always be butting heads. And when they're not, then there's definitely going to be tyranny.
Hurry! You need to fix this car.
And the way you were handling her, for what?
And then the last line of defense is for the people to butt heads with all of them.
What did she do to you? Huh?
It really isn't three separate branches anymore. They have just molded together into one giant, and that was the entire purpose of the separation of powers. But they have molded themselves together into one big tyrant family.
What was she doing to you for you to use excessive force like that?
Video is black. Oh, geez, shut up.
Video was
No,
on
Fort Worth.
camera.
Welcome to my first ever live stream. No, it's okay. Is it? Whoop. There we go. Hey, hello, testing. Hey. Hey. That sounds so good in the headphones. None? All right, well, that's all right. Here we go.
But that's your job. It's to know the law.
Yeah, you're right, I'm not arguing that.
My eyes are up here, don't worry about the camera. You know what he just did. You know what he's doing is excessive force.
Every stream is your first
Your
stream.
job is to protect me from that as a sheriff department employee. You're a constitutional law enforcement. Well, you need to respect our constitutional rights. And what he's doing, way out of line, and you know it. Miss Knott, K-N-O-T.
James is tripping. Bro, David S., my bad. I took a few too many mushrooms before the show. Chill, bro, smoke some weed. David, you want some mushrooms too, bro?
Miss Knott, if he's hurting her, stop him. Stop him. She's got a broken back.
But if she's resisting,
She's not resisting.
he's trying to get her off of her.
And I appreciate that, but if you hold still, I'll fix it.
He's trying to fix it.
He's the one that made a mistake. And pushing us around in that room for just trying to get my records? You kidding me? You didn't have the right to tell us to leave that room. We paid for that room. We paid for that service. All I was trying to do
was get my records for court tomorrow.
There you go. You're
So I
safe.
think you already knew that.
Yes, you are.
Did you know that I was here for my records for tomorrow's court? Then how did he mention it?
Tell me I don't. Wasn't my finger, is my finger on the
How did he mention my court date tomorrow, raining at 10 a.m.? No, you're not gonna talk about that? Tell me how he knew I had to meet tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Hang on, let me try to get your shirt out.
Will you ask him? Will you ask him? Sir, how did you know that I had to go tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.?
Because you're going to jail for disorderly conduct.
That's not a good, that answer doesn't make sense. How did you know that I had to arraignment tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.?
Since you know so much about the law,
I don't.
you know your Miranda rights, right? You have the right to remain silent. Why don't you practice that, right?
Why don't you not worry about me knowing what I'm gonna do in my case? And how did you know, don't get involved, how did you know about my arraignment tomorrow morning
I didn't know
at
about
10
your
a.m.?
arraignment
You
tomorrow
said it
morning.
you said it in the hallway.
I did. You'll have arraignment tomorrow morning on these charges.
On these charges?
Yeah.
That's what you're referencing? Cause I have court in Hardin County at 10 a.m.
I have nothing to do with it. Hold still.
You didn't know about it?
I have nothing to do with
You
it.
sure you didn't know about that?
You know what? I ain't sitting here and bargaining with you.
Oh, that's usually what they say when they didn't know.
How the hell would I know what's going on in Hardin County?
Well, because you cops talk to
What
each
you
other
can
about
tell about
stuff.
Hardin
Are you sure that this isn't, what do you think I'm here for? I'm trying to figure that out. That's why I'm here. That's what you just attacked me for doing, to try to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. And you just attacked me for asking the clerks.
Have a seat.
I wanna know what happened just as much as anybody else.
Have a seat.
I don't need to see it.
Sit down. It's not a request.
But why?
Because I said so. I don't want
You're
to go.
under arrest.
You're not free to go.
I don't-
So
I'm
you're
told
asking
sit
sit
free to
down
go.
or I'm gonna sit you down.
Oh, wow, man, you are excessive force.
Sit down.
This is what the Second Amendment is for, folks. Plain and simple, this is what it's for.
You're ready to throw it down on me too, aren't you, while I'm in handcuffs?
Sit down.
Aren't you?
Sit down.
Aren't you? What are you,
Do
what
you
are
have
you doing?
ID on you?
Yeah, so what?
Where's your ID at?
Is it up your
Yo, what's up? Here's the deal.
ass, you know?
Yeah, if it's up your room, you jump to.
You don't have permission to be in my
Stand up.
pocket. You don't have permission to be in my pocket.
I don't need it. Search incident to arrest.
I don't know how it works.
Mr. Smarty Pants.
But I get to tell you that this is all under arrest because when I prove that you did not have a lawful
Well,
reason to
here's
take
the
me,
thing. Y'all
That
won't
won't
leave your
come off.
cameras back until,
that won't come off.
until after your court date's done, because these are being held for evidence.
There we go. I asked him about that earlier. I asked him, because I called earlier and I asked him, hey, I heard a rumor. How'd you know I was here at Polly before I said anything? Because here's the deal, because Polly is your FBI agent, bro. He knew as soon as you logged onto your computer. Here's the deal. Good to see all you guys and gals. Yeah, here's the deal. That's your FBI agent, bro. He knew as soon as you logged on.
Alrighty, so,
You think that'll
Just
matter?
kidding, Polly.
you think you're the only one that's ever dealt with like this?
Oh, yeah, I think.
Really fast.
So you do this to people that just come ask for the records, huh?
I do this
If
to
they have
people,
camera?
I do this to people who show their ass.
You do this to people that are requesting records?
The cool thing about this is I don't think that this sheriff knows that he's being live streamed at this moment. These are always the best video and audio things is when they don't know they're being recorded.
Am I right or wrong? If they have a camera?
No, not as long as they ask the proper way.
What? I was asking the proper.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. So he's under arrest for disorderly conduct for asking for records in an improper way. This is incredible.
Records. Am I right or wrong? If they have a camera?
No, not as long as they ask the proper way.
What? I was
Ask.
asking the proper way.
No,
I can't.
okay.
Cause you got this strap hanging back here.
Hey, what's up, Pink Camera Magic? I just need everyone to recognize that Pink Camera Magic is also present in the chat. Don't forget to say hello to her. She's been putting out some good videos recently.
That was an unlawful detainment. I didn't do anything wrong. It won't be disorderly. Having a camera in the clerk's office is not disorderly. Do you know what it takes to
Can you
get
get someone
someone?
up on me, please?
Here's the deal. Says I got here a little late. Who's doing the recording? Actually, there's been a lot more people join in the last few minutes, and so let me catch everybody up. This is Meade County, Kentucky. Oh, I hear the baby screaming out there. This is Meade County, Kentucky. Official misconduct and for public safety. We're in there getting some records for a court case that he's been dealing with for a while. That is a very long, very complex story, and incredibly corrupt. I mean, this is some deep corruption, but getting into the whole thing would be a very long story. So they're at Meade County getting some records. The clerk is helping them. She's being wonderful, and all of a sudden, one of the other women walks up and tells the clerk that's helping them, "Stop helping them." And a couple of minutes later, the sheriff and one of his deputies come in. They say, "Hey, well, they're uncomfortable with you recording this, so if they're uncomfortable with it, then you have to leave. And if you don't leave, then I'll arrest you for disorderly conduct." Therefore, specifically articulating that the disorderly conduct is recording their official business of getting records because it makes the court clerk uncomfortable. Then the chief goes hands-on, arrests them, and now he's got them in custody, and it sounds as if he doesn't know that the phone was still live streaming while he was sitting there talking trash to them for the next 15-20 minutes.
All right. Yeah.
Just, I don't have anything over everybody, so I never took.
Yep. Yeah, you don't care. I'll be 10, 15, one mail.
Here's the Deal is one of my favorite channels too, guys. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, it's freaking awesome. I've been following him since back in the days of his other channels that YouTube took down. I don't even know how many they took down. At least 2, I think, maybe 3. Previously known as High Impact Flicks. Awesome channel. Myself and Here's the Deal need to start doing some live streams together. We've talked about some that we wanted to cover together. Just haven't actually gotten it together yet. But I've got more respect for him than just about anyone else out there. I'm not gonna lie. we see things very, very similarly.
One female over here from the clerk's office.
Thank you for that.
I was gonna say,
You all right?
no, the last one we get to
No,
you,
yeah, I
that's
will.
the phone. So, don't you spit it on me either.
Okay, bye.
I can handle more than that. Come on, I'm still thirsty. I will not spit it on you. I will not do that.
So I haven't even seen
Thank you, ma'am.
this part, so I don't know if it's full of content or not.
We were being completely cordial in there. That woman walked up and said, "Don't tell him anything else." The woman that was helping me was doing great with me. I was trying to figure out what was going on with my case.
But if you've got a case in Hardin County,
It's for fraud. Not me. Somebody frauded me. Somebody used my name
over here,
back in 1998.
okay.
So the court records are what I need to prove that it wasn't me. I was in this jail. At
Somebody says, I think the deputy chief just got notified by someone that he is live.
that time. If you wanna know what I did, it was a battery. Back when I was 19 years old. You got anger problems too, don't you? I saw mine. Yeah, you do, buddy. Shit. You're real bad. You're everything we all stand against. You are exactly what people are scared of in law enforcement. 100%. Yes, you are. And I don't have to be Pam to know that. Because you laid your hands all over me and my girlfriend for nothing.
Ray is not that bad of a guy, but we
Oh, I don't care
when
about how he is as a guy. I care about how he is as a cop.
you ask him, when he asks you to do something, that's what he expects.
But that's not how law works, especially if you're a sheriff department employee, because you're supposed to be constitutional law enforcement. The rest of them don't have to do that. You want to be a state cop, go be a state cop. You want to be a city cop, go be a city cop. You don't have to abide by the federal constitution as those officers. But when you're a sheriff's department employee, you follow the federal constitution, not the state. You can do the state too, but you have to follow the federal constitution. You are the source for our protection, for our constitutional rights.
This woman really just told him that this sheriff is a really nice guy as long as you do what he tells you to do. And I'll bet you his wife would agree. You know, as long as you make the sandwich when you're told to make a sandwich, as long as you don't put mayo on it when you're told not to put mayo on it, you won't get a black eye. It's that simple. Just obey.
Federal level. And what you just did was violate them on purpose. And you put your hands on us. That's Fourth Amendment. And we have the right to do business in the clerk's office with cameras. As long as we don't go behind any non-publicly accessible areas, which we did not. We were in the lobby. We're cameras.
And not only that, but guys who are just getting here, not only were they, they were in the clerk's office doing their business with cameras, but not only that, when somebody else came in there and wanted to conduct their business, she walked outside because she was live streaming to be respectful to the other guy that wanted to do his business, to make sure that she wouldn't pick up any of his stuff live. For public safety, continued static recording, but you can edit that stuff out. You know, if anything is said that shouldn't be on there, then you can edit that stuff out later. They were not only respectful to the court staff, they were respectful to everyone who came through there, including other patrons, you know, trying to go out of their way to make sure that they weren't disrupting or disturbing anyone. Oh, we got a phone call. We're live. This is James.
What's up, James?
Whoa, that was loud. Hey.
You're gonna have to bear with me for a minute. We're driving. I got the message you wanted me to call, but I was trying to get pulled over somewhere, so give us just a minute.
All right. Well, I'm currently live on the Fake News Network, and you're live on there. Just so you know, I've got you live on here.
I won't say anything dirty to you then.
Yeah, keep that at the after show. You know what I mean? We'll talk how we normally talk later. So I called the sheriff a few minutes ago, and I'm actually just now watching the whole video for the first time. I watched about 30 seconds to a minute where he actually arrests you, and then I called him to talk to him about it. And he told me, well, you haven't even watched the whole video, so how are you going to make a decision based on something you haven't watched? I said, I watched enough to see that you said that you were arresting him for not listening to you, basically. And then I told him that, you know, it's my hope and prayer that people start recognizing their right to defend themselves against you.
Absolutely. I actually got in between them physically because he was hurting Tiffany and had a taser.
Good.
Stun gun on her sternum, right on her heart, pressing her into a wall.
Yeah, and they were probably on the ground at the time, right?
Who was that?
When he was tasing her?
What was on the ground, though? What was your question?
Her and the sheriff were probably on the ground. Is that right or no?
The phone fell to the ground. He grabbed a hold of her arms and slung her around and slammed her into the wall, and then held his taser sideways into her heart and said, "Can I cuss on your channel?"
Oh yeah.
He said, "I will fucking tase you." And he
Okay.
said effing so loud that the live actually, you could probably catch how it kind of lost the audio for a split second. It was because he yelled it so loud.
He distorted the microphone, basically.
Yes, and that was when I got between the two, and I was in handcuffs, but I had to stand between. I just scooted my big body in between the two, and I yelled, "Help, help, help," so that people would look into the glass wall. And everyone in the courthouse started running towards us when I did that, and that's when the idiot finally de-escalated, but it wasn't much de-escalation. It was just, he was no longer, beating a woman.
Right. Sorry, I'm trying to type something on the phone.
That's okay.
So-
Did Eric happen to mention to you the reason why you can't watch the video, the whole thing, is because he stole all of our devices and is trying to talk the judges into doing warrants?
To get into the phones?
He wants to get into all of our stuff.
I asked him about that, and he told me he's invoking his right to remain silent. No joke. Dead serious. That's what he told me. And I'll show that in just a minute on my live stream. I've got it recorded, so as soon as we finish your video, I'm going to show my phone call to him.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch your phone call with him.
I mean, I was nice. I was polite. I was just, I wasn't crazy with him or anything. But what kind of shoes were you wearing? Were you wearing steel-toed boots on that day by any chance?
No, sure wasn't.
Okay.
Just tennis shoes.
All right. Because I think that this sheriff is really, really lucky to be alive. That's what I think.
Yeah, you know,
And
James, I tell you, it's getting harder and harder for me to not utilize my physical abilities. Like, I mean, I am doing everything against my human nature
yeah,
to not physically put these people in check.
it's and it is natural to defend oneself against a violent attack from a criminal violent attacker. It's not natural, and so everybody every day in dealing with police, that's kind of where the Stockholm syndrome comes from. We know that even though it's natural to defend ourselves, we're not supposed to, we're not allowed to, and so kind of the natural consequence ends up being, all right, we just accept it and almost kind of trick ourselves into believing it's okay, this is the way it's supposed to be, and then Stockholm syndrome fully sets in.
Well, you know, I mean, and you've done what I'm doing a lot more than me, so you're going to fully understand this, but I have had to work to train myself to be able to react non-physically.
Yep.
Like, this is not, you're making a decision in the moment, and it's almost as unnatural as your very first fist fight when you decided, okay, I'm going to throw a punch. But it's opposite. You're like, okay, I'm not going to throw the punch. You know, and
Even when you're being punched, and you're supposed to sit there and just take it.
And here's the thing. Listen, if it was just me, that's what I'm prepared to do, is take the punch. But I think, you know, these woman-beating cops like that one are aware of that, so that's why they want to beat Tiffany in front of me.
Yeah.
That's where they're willing to go.
Yeah. Well, we've clearly slipped into a lawless society, and this can't be sustained. It cannot continue. Nature will balance itself out. So, but yeah, actually, one of the biggest questions I wanted to ask you was whether or not he was holding your cameras, because he refused to answer that question for me. So.
Yes, and they are telling our attorneys that they have warrants. They're just waiting on a signature from the judge, but you know, we all know cops are a bunch of liars. So I think what they're really doing, and it could be trying to get warrants. I'm sure they're trying.
But who cares, right? I mean, and that's the thing. If they gave your phones back, they wouldn't have to get warrants. You'd take this and publish every second of it unedited for them and the whole world to see and use for whatever purposes they want. So that's absolute bullshit.
Just meet up with the sheriff and just say, hey, buddy, if you're not ashamed of what your officer did, let's just watch it together live.
Yeah.
You know? But it's more than that. There is reasons that I don't want to go too far into disclosure on that getting into my phone is a huge no-no for them. I mean, I will tell you this, as you're aware already, Tiffany and I were pro se in our 1983 case for our wrongful raid, for the bust raid.
Okay.
So obviously people use their phones to store data.
Yep.
And that is an ongoing federal case.
Right.
So that alone, amongst many other things that I'm not going to disclose, is a huge red flag issue for those police to want to see data that's in my phone.
Yep, absolutely. And that is what it's about. It's not about just getting the video of that incident for criminal charges on this case. That's not what it's about, again, because you would publish that publicly. You would give that to them willingly, I'm sure. But it's not that they want.
There was a gigantic camera, like a really nice camera, in this big, huge enclosure hanging right above our heads with audio.
Right. Yeah, so that's not what it's about, huh?
No, it's definitely not about hiding it's about hiding the video, but they didn't know we were going to have it live.
Right, exactly. So it's not about preserving the video. It's for evidence. It's about hiding the video.
Well, yeah, but it's too late for that. And then, of course, we reported everything immediately to the highest of highest levels. So there is
Jesus? You told Jesus?
Jesus knew in the moment, bro.
So did you tell one of those gods in the black dresses, one of those cross dressers? I think they call them judges.
Oh, yeah, the cross dressers. I thought those were Halloween costumes, but they keep wearing it all the way through the year.
Yeah, and those guys are constantly coming into our schools and trying to read books to our children in their dresses, right? What do they call themselves? Your Honor or something? It's just weird. It's just
There's several odd nicknames, and a lot of people like to use them and do this praise thing. The only thing we're short of is anybody actually getting down on their knees and then laying their hands and face to the floor when they leave the courtroom.
we're getting there. We're getting close. I mean, people already stand up for them when they come and go,
They do.
which I wish more people would stop. But
I'm against you.
all right, man. Well, is there anything else? But we got about probably 10 minutes left in your video. Is there anything else while I've got you on the line that you wanted to tell people? I think that you did a live stream yesterday too that we're probably going to go check out. So.
Yeah, and you're actually doing me a favor right now by doing this because I was going to go live with some updates, but I think I would like to cut doing that short. I'll probably still go live here in a little bit after we eat and stuff for some medical updates and some things like that. But I will say that we have selected and what am I going to say? Our attorneys for the defense. And we're locked in for our attorneys for the defense on the criminal charges.
Okay.
So,
And actually, what are the charges? Is it just disorderly conduct, or did they hit you with anything else?
oh no, we got both of us got very severe disorderly conduct charges, resisting charges that were third degree, which means physically with intent to cause bodily harm. So they're saying that we were like throwing punches or something to that nature, trying to hurt people.
So,
And that would be prior to the law enforcement, or no, it would be when law enforcement was there. But so there's that, and then we both got disorderlies. It was disorderly and resisting, and then it's like second and third degree.
so I'm curious. I haven't looked at the statute, but maybe we can. Would the charge for you for what you allegedly did, allegedly defending yourselves with your hands and or feet, would the charge be the same for that as defending